Welcome to Cavallo. I'd like to introduce our manor house to you. I'm Phil Baumhoff. I'm the founder of Cavallo, and come on in for a little tour. As you'll see here, we have our beautiful two-story kitchen. We do private events here, as well as we have cooking classes that we offer at times. When you're having an event here, we also have a beautiful sitting area. You can relax and have a drink as you get a panoramic view of the blueberry fields out there. Our blueberry fields encompass 20 acres of some of the best blueberries in Florida. We utilize those blueberries for a U-pick in the springtime for about 10 weeks. We also utilize those blueberries to make our unbelievable wine. It's world-renowned Cavallo Estate Wineries. It's only available on property as well. It's very exclusive. We love to have you out here to try some of the wine as well. Cavallo encompasses many businesses, from our winemaking to a future prime level restaurant to weddings, events. We have a market as well as a cafe that we run. Over there you can see Chef Alan, who shortly is going to give you a demonstration of cooking a beautiful holiday meal for you and how to do it in a short time and make it very convenient. Well, welcome to our kitchen. And I have here Chef Alan, who is actually our executive chef and CEO of beverage and food at Cavallo here. And I'm going to let him give you a little background on himself, as well explain to you how he designed this beautiful gourmet kitchen that you see here.
Hey everybody, I'm Chef Alan, Cavallo Estate Winery. This is our gourmet kitchen. This is the kitchen where I create all of our recipes. I create the jams, the jellies, our menus for our prime level steakhouse that's coming, the menus for the cafe, a lot of the products that we do in the market, some of the bakery items as well. We do private events here, small events. We've done bridal showers, wedding showers, different things like that.
With that today, what are we going to prepare for the people?
Okay, so today we're going to do a little holiday brunch. So to me, holidays can get very stressful for people. We have a huge family. In my household alone, I am a dad outnumbered. I have 4 daughters, my wife and my mother-in-law living with me. My wife has 3 cousins. She calls her sisters. They all have girls. So any given Friday night, there's 13 to 14 ladies in my house and myself. So there's a lot of cooking. I go in the kitchen, I occupy myself and cook for all of them. On the holidays, we spend our times preparing these huge meals for Thanksgiving and Christmas. We spend all our time doing that, but when we get up in the morning, everybody's hungry. So I'm going to show us today how we can prepare a nice Christmas morning brunch. We do this Christmas, we do this Thanksgiving, we do this on Easter. All those mornings we're preparing big meals later. And these can all be prepared the night before, pulled out of the refrigerator. Breakfast is served in a matter of minutes. So today we're going to be making a salmon and asparagus quiche with dill and capers. And we're also going to make a really easy fruit salad. I've got all my ingredients here. As you can see, there's not a whole bunch here. This is all for the quiche. You need some cream, asparagus, some farm fresh eggs, a little dill. I use a rainbow sea salt and a smoked black pepper grind. The caramelized garlic that we spoke of, very important, adds some great flavor. We have capers, parsley, and honestly the parsley is more, in this particular dish, a cosmetic. It just kind of gives it a little bit of green, nice little look, doesn't add a whole bunch to the dish. Gruyere cheese and our salmon. And I like the gravlax salmon. It's already got the dill and it's cured with the salt in it already, so it's a really nice flavor to it.
Well, I see, Chef, here you got some rainbow sea salt as well as some rainbow pepper. Where can we get that as well, some of these ingredients?
I believe we're the only, these particular salt and peppers are found in Cavallo Market. I believe we're the only place in Florida that you can get those exact salts. We have actually have quite a variety of the sea salts and peppers up there. I use different ones for different things. These complement my quiche very well. I chose these for this. Again, the caramelized garlic. We actually have 36 different olive oils and balsamics up there, infused olive oils, different flavors of balsamics at the market. So the majority of the ingredients, we do farm fresh eggs. We have a farm down the road that we get our eggs from. So the majority of this is found right here at our market. Well, let's go ahead and get started cooking.
Well, finally, now to the fun part. So, Chef, show us how you're going to take these incredible looking ingredients and put together this quiche you were just talking about.
Okay. So typically I would make my pastry shell from scratch, and if you want that recipe, feel free to email me at chefallen@cavallowinery.com. Today, I recommend just using a pre-done pie crust. You can buy these in any stores. I have a Pillsbury deep dish crust that we're going to use today. And to prepare the crust, you just follow the instructions. 400 degrees, 20 minutes. So I've already got the oven preheated. We're going to pop this in, let that get going while we get started on the rest of the ingredients. So we're going to make our custard first while that pie crust is going. Okay, we're going to start with our 4 farm fresh eggs, crack them into our bowl.
Now, Chef, tell me, does the ingredients have to be exact in this recipe, or do you have a little flexibility?
This recipe, you have a lot of flexibility. With quiche, you could put anything you like in quiche. So as long as you have the pastry crust and your custard made, you can do seafood, meats, cheeses, vegetables, anything you want in quiche. That's the beauty of a quiche. It sounds so fancy, but it's really one of the easiest things you can make. And you can make it ahead of time, which saves a lot of time in the mornings. So we're scrambling our farm fresh eggs. I'm going to add our 12 ounces of heavy cream. Get that mixed up. You stick that in the sink there, sir? I appreciate you. So now I'm going to I have some dill here. I love putting dill in my quiche with the salmon.
What does the dill do when you're putting in there? Does it bring out the flavor?
It does. It complements the salmon very well. Gravlax salmon is the one I like to use. It's cured with dill in it. Dill, salt, and pepper. And actually, Gravlax comes from Scandinavian, where grav means underground or grave or dig, and lax is the salmon. So
I noticed when I was in Alaska with all the salmon up there, dill was very popular complement to the salmon in most cases.
It is, and a traditional pairing for salmon is salmon, eggs, dill, capers, red onion. We're taking all of those ingredients and we're putting them in this quiche. We're going to use capers. We're going to use the dill, the salt, the pepper, the eggs, obviously. All right, next thing we're going to do, Phil, we're going to wash our asparagus. Now, you buy this in the stores or on a farmer's market. It typically comes washed, but asparagus is grown in sandy soil, so just be gentle with the tips. Those are my favorite parts of the asparagus.
Anything to look for when you're buying asparagus at the store? Anything special?
Well, there's different sizes. You have the pencil, which is a very thin. You have standard, which this is actually standard. And then we have the thick cut asparagus, which can get really big in diameter. Green, firmness, the greener the better. And to prepare asparagus, one of the easy things to do, you want to get off this woody base of it. And if you just take it and you just snap it, it actually does the work for you. It snaps right where it's supposed to, so you don't have to take a knife to asparagus at all.
Oh, very interesting. So
you just bend it right there, and it snaps where it's supposed to.
Tells you kind of where to break it off.
That's right.
And what to eat.
Absolutely. So all that woody stuff we'll put in the garbage disposal. We're going to take this, get this prepared for our quiche. I cut this into thirds. And it's about, the recipe I call for about eight stalks of the asparagus. So, okay, pie crust is done. It's been 20 minutes. We're going to get that out of the oven, and we're going to get the ingredients going. So,
and again, Chef, how long was that in there in the oven?
This again is just a Pillsbury pre-done deep dish pie crust. I just go package directions. These particular pie crusts, 400 degrees for 20 minutes. I like to get it a little under brown because you're going to put it back in and bake the quiche, and that way your edges don't get too crispy.
Do you need to let that sit and cool off first, or can you immediately put it together, the quiche?
We're gonna let it sit while we saute the vegetables. If they were already done, we could set it in there. It would be fine. A little cooling doesn't hurt. So I got my pan heated over here already. So it's nice and hot. Gonna add my caramelized garlic olive oil. Okay, I'm getting the olive oil nice and hot. We want to get that to smoke a little bit before we start putting our ingredients in there.
Can you, I ask you a question, Chef, can you get olive oil too hot, or how do you judge olive oil?
Absolutely. Like anything, you can burn olive oil. You can catch that pan on fire if you're not careful. But you want to get your pan hot first. You never want to put cold ingredients into a cold pan. So get your pan hot. When your pan gets hot, you add your olive oil. Let that begin to smoke, which you see a little bit of smoke coming. So now that's the perfect temperature to cook the ingredients. First thing we're going to cook is our shallots. And we're not going to caramelize these. We don't want them caramelized. We just want them really to start sweating just a little bit there. So get those going. Add a little salt and pepper to that.
Now the shallots are a type of onion, correct?
They are.
Do they have a certain different flavor like than a red onion or something?
They do. The red onions are a little spicy. Shallots are a little tamer. They're more of they look like a red onion, but they taste more like a green onion, like a scallion, if you will. A leek is very similar to a shallot. Leeks are a lot bigger though, but almost the same profile there.
So right now you're cooking the onions first.
Yep, we got that going. We're going to add just a little bit of our garlic. This is a little chef hack. I personally use fresh garlic. A lot of people don't have fresh garlic bulbs laying around their house, so minced garlic is usually found in everybody's refrigerator. So just get that going. You want to burn the garlic either. When that's done,
well, I can tell you already, it smells delicious. So whatever you're doing,
that's the magic of garlic right there.
Yep.
We're going to add the capers and our asparagus tips and spears. And we don't want to cook the asparagus. We want to start the cooking process and then let it sit. So we're going to let that just go for about a minute. And we're going to actually kill the heat to it and let it sit because we're actually ready to build our quiche now.
So it's kind of like you're just getting hot enough to get the flavors to kind of come out. And
absolutely. And don't forget, we're going to put all this together with our custard and put it back in the oven for 30 minutes. And they're really going to continue to cook there and marry it at that point as well. Okay, we got our vegetables ready to go. Again, we have shallots, asparagus, capers, a little rainbow sea salt.
Smells
fresh
delicious,
ground pepper.
I will tell you.
Oh, thank you. Can't go wrong with shallots and garlic. So we're just going to put that on the bottom of our pastry crust. Next thing we're going to do is add the gravlax salmon. Again, one of my favorites.
Now, what exactly is gravlax salmon?
So it is a salt-cured salmon, and they cure it with sugar, salt, and dill, actually, so that you have extra dill cured in this. It is, again, a Scandinavian thing.
So this would be Atlantic salmon, most likely.
Yes, yeah, it is definitely Atlantic salmon. And instead of laying this flat, you get your smoked salmon typically on a sheet, and it's all flat. I pre-did this. I like to ball it up a little bit to give it a little bit of, instead of just laying the salmon flat in there, it gives a little body and a little
And they
texture,
can find the salmon in local place. I know we get it from specialties, but
I think so. I think like I think Publix has a really nice seafood department that you could probably get it there as well.
You can tell by the texture; it's just a very nice fish.
And you've eaten all around the world, Phil. So I kind of feel a little bit of pressure here preparing this for you.
Yeah. Well, I will say one thing. There's been one drawback about having Chef Allen join us at Cavallo, is that I've gained 15 pounds in the last year. That's the biggest problem, I'll tell you. It's just amazing. Everything he cooks, you just can't take a bite. You wind up taking a bite, and I'll be walking out the dish with me to take it home for later or something. It's just amazing what he puts together here.
Oh, thank you, sir. I'm using a Gruyere cheese. It's a Swiss cheese. It's has a little nutty flavor, very creamy when it melts. It's firm, but it shreds very nice. So so far we've got our asparagus, our capers, our shallots, our salmon, and our Gruyere. It's as simple as pouring the custard into the shell now. So we're just going to pour that in there. Again, this is such a great make-ahead dish. Everyone thinks quiche is extremely hard to make. It's so elegant and gourmet. You could put any toppings in it you like, and you can make it ahead of time. And that's why I choose it for all of our holidays, because I'll make this the night before. You can eat it cold. You can reheat it. It reheats very nicely. Pull it out in the morning. It's ready to go. So we're going to cook this in a conventional oven at 350 for 30 minutes. If you have a convection oven at home, I recommend 325 for 30 minutes. Stick that in.
So you didn't even have to mix that up. You just kind of layer it in there.
You pour it right on top. It finds its way through the ingredients, and it makes a nice custard finish there. Quiche is in the oven, finishing up. Meantime, we're going to do this fruit salad with a vanilla orange blossom honey yogurt. Again, the orange blossom honey I got right over there at Cavallo Market on the north end of the property. So funny thing is, this something my grandma used to make when I was young, and in my time and travels, I came across a recipe from Ina Gardner, which is extremely similar to my grandma's. So this is kind of my take on putting the two of their recipes together to combine this really simple make-ahead fruit salad for holiday brunch. First thing we're going to do is peel 2 bananas. And you don't peel a banana from the top, you peel a banana from the bottom.
Why is that?
That's what the monkeys do. They got to be right, right?
Never argue with a monkey. That's what
right.
I've been told. I noticed also you cut up some of the other fruit as well.
I just cut the tops off these strawberries. I didn't hull them, and we quartered them there. The grapes, I have red and green grapes here. They're cut in half. We have fresh raspberries, half a pint. Fresh blueberries, half a pint. Mandarin oranges, and I reserved a little bit of their juice to add into the bananas. What we're going to do is cut the bananas into coins. We'll do it over here.
And what is the purpose of cutting the bananas? A presentation? Does it do anything with the flavor, or?
No, it's strictly presentation, and just kind of makes it a little bit easier to eat. So.
Is that the same with the grapes there I saw?
Grapes,
as well?
It makes it definitely, makes it a little easier to eat. And this all just comes together. It's beautiful. A lot of colors, a lot of flavors.
By cutting it too, doesn't it let the flavors kind of mix in a little bit better with the yogurt and stuff?
It does. So we got the bananas. What we're going to do is just take these coins. We'll leave those over there. We're going to cut a fresh orange. We want the juice of this orange on those bananas. And what that's going to do, the citrus in the orange is going to, beautiful, beautiful orange. It's going to just keep these bananas from browning. Is that a certain type of orange
as well, or?
This is a California orange. Florida oranges are just coming back in season. They're not as vibrantly orange as this. So,
as much as we try to locally source everything, I mean, obviously certain things are just impossible.
Yeah, in farming, as you know, different times of the year for different produce. So we're going to coat them bananas real nice, get that citrus on them so they don't brown. And then this is so simple. We're just going to take these fruits, put them in the bowl. There's some strawberries, some of our half a pint of blueberries, which there.
Now, is this particular combination of fruit something that you kind of use consistently, or can you mix it up a little bit?
You can do melons, watermelons, cantaloupes, honeydew. You can do anything you want with fruit. That's the great thing. Most fruit goes very nicely together. I just like the berries and the oranges.
Now, the mandarins, were they a natural juice? How did they come?
No, these were actually packed in these are just simply Dole mandarin packed in a sugar water. So, got to be gentle with raspberries. So as we're tossing this, once the raspberries get in, got to be very gentle that we don't mess up their integrity. So, and then we're going to add the grapes, the green. Again, I have these grapes. I'll put them in there. Got a little bit of that fresh orange on the bottom. Take a little bit of this simply syrup they put on the mandarins, put that in there. Then we're going to gently fold the fruit. We're going to let this sit and marry for a few minutes. All right, time to plate the fruit salad. Just going to put it on our platter here. I don't really want to get a whole bunch of that orange juice. A lot of the fruit has absorbed that nice citrus flavor as it sits. So I just kind of want to mound it up here on the center.
So that's why you're scooping it out, just not dumping it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Makes a big difference.
And presentation is important. And mixing it well to where you have different colors. You don't want to have too many of the same colors. I mean, all those things are important when presenting.
Well, I think that's what the layperson really doesn't understand sometimes. It's the little things that you don't see or really understand. Like you said, I would have just probably dumped it on there and been done with it. And by doing that, though, you're bringing certain flavors that you really don't want, possibly.
Absolutely. So that's it. And then you scoop on or leave it on the side. I'm going to put some on this just so you can kind of see the finished product.
Now, should that be chilled as well? Or
Yes, absolutely chilled. And again, we make this the night before, ahead of time. I love fresh mint, so definitely optional. Not only does it just add just a freshness to it, it looks beautiful. So you just put a couple fresh mint on there, get you some nice leaves. Bam. So we got that ready to go.
That's
and
gorgeous.
We're going to get our quiche out of the oven now. So, salmon, dill, caper quiche with a fruit salad, all made the night before. Put it in the refrigerator. Christmas morning, pull your quiche out, pull your fruit out, pull your yogurt out, and brunch in just a few minutes. So hey, thank you for joining us, and thank you for allowing me the opportunity to show you an easy way to prepare a holiday breakfast.
But I have one final question, Chef. Can we finally eat this?
Let's dig in.
Let's go.
Well, thank you guys for joining us today. Again, easy brunch. Make it ahead, put it in the fridge, serve it. Thank you for spending time in my kitchen. I look forward to showing you some of the other kitchens on property, but I'm gonna fill my mouth and let Phil tell you about our hours and some other things here at the property.
We'd love to thank you for coming out with us today. We had a magnificent time showing you how to prepare a holiday meal. Also going to show you one that's very easy to prepare that is absolutely delicious. And again, thank you, Chef, for sharing this with us. As you can see, that's why he's part of Cavallo. Cavallo Market is currently open 6 days a week from 8 to 6. The cafe is open from 8 to 2 on Sundays to 3 o'clock. And that's Tuesday through Sunday that we're open. Come sample some of our foods at the cafe. You'll be blown away, I guarantee it. In the future, very shortly as we go forward, Cavallo Prime, the steakhouse will be open, and we also entertaining events. We're booking weddings, anniversaries, as well at our separate facility we have on site. And again, you already got a tour of this facility, the Manor House. As you can see, it's absolutely magnificent with a view of the blueberry fields. And we'd love to have you come out and join us for an event or some food. Thank you again. Hope to see you soon.
Thank you, and follow us on Facebook, Cavallo Farm and Market, for our updates on the other parts of the property.